Right now, in the periphery of your living space, something resides. You might have passed it countless times, your gaze skimming over it without true notice. A subtle, enduring presence, still within its intricate construction, observing the surroundings from its selected vantage point. And your immediate, almost reflexive reaction, time and again, is to seek out a tissue, a shoe, or a cleaning implement. But what if this ingrained response represents one of the most consequential errors you could commit within the confines of your own dwelling? What if that arachnid didn't select your niche by mere chance? Today, we intend to explore what scientific inquiry has meticulously uncovered concerning the eight-legged inhabitants of your abode, and the reasons why every individual who has ever terminated one may wish to reconsider that action entirely. Because the creature in your corner is not a nuisance, it is a protector, and once you grasp its true function within your space, your perspective will be irrevocably altered. Let us commence with a fact that few are privy to. Of all the arachnids that inhabit our planet, a number exceeding 45,000 identified varieties, the overwhelming majority harbors absolutely no inclination towards you. They do not pursue you. They do not stalk you. They are not anticipating your slumber. That apprehension, that visceral aversion so many of us experience, is one of the most deeply ingrained misinterpretations in the long-standing relationship between humanity and the natural world. The arachnid in your corner is present not because it inadvertently found its way inside. Arachnids possess an extraordinary sensitivity to their immediate environment. They are attuned to subtle tremors, shifts in atmospheric pressure, humidity levels, and the unseen motion of microscopic organisms that permeate every residence, every chamber, every segment of your existence. When an arachnid designates a particular spot, it is making a deliberate choice. It has detected something there, something of sufficient value to warrant its occupancy. And that something is a matter that should command your attention far more profoundly than the arachnid itself. Consider, for a moment, the typical diet of these creatures. Midges, houseflies, immature cockroaches, fabric-munching moths, tiny mites, gnats, ants. The very organisms that propagate illness, wreak havoc on textiles, contaminate foodstuffs, and inflict bites upon you and your offspring during the night. A single, common house spider, over the course of 1 year, can eradicate hundreds of such pests. And it accomplishes this with silent efficiency, at no cost, precisely within the nooks and crannies that these bothersome insects frequent. Your resident arachnid is, in essence, managing a pest eradication service within your home, and you have been inadvertently attempting to dismantle it. However, this is merely the prelude to their remarkable capabilities. Investigators at academic institutions across Europe and North America have dedicated years to scrutinizing the behavior of the most prevalent domestic arachnid, the type you are most likely to encounter nestled near your ceiling or concealed behind a piece of furniture. And their findings have fundamentally reshaped scientific understanding of arachnid cognition. Arachnids possess memory, not in the manner of recalling a spoken exchange, but in a fashion that is arguably more precise. They construct mental maps of their surroundings. They meticulously track the movements of their quarry. They adapt the structural integrity of their silken snares based on past successes and anticipated future catches. An arachnid that has inhabited the same corner for several weeks has cultivated an internal representation of that area, including air currents, insect congregation patterns, and the vibrations that signal the imminent arrival of sustenance. When you dispatch that arachnid and dismantle its creation, you are not merely eliminating an organism. You are obliterating weeks of accumulated intelligence regarding the potential hazards within your own dwelling. And there is an even more astonishing revelation. Certain varieties of domestic arachnids, notably those belonging to the Tegenaria genus and the ubiquitous cellar spider, commonly known as a daddy longlegs, have been observed by researchers to actively survey their territories for other arachnids, including species that pose a genuine threat. In regions of North America where brown recluse spiders constitute a significant health concern, the common cellar spider has been documented as both hunting and eliminating them. The very creature you may fear could be the sole deterrent preventing a truly dangerous arachnid from establishing a presence in your home. This represents the understated intelligence of a naturally occurring equilibrium operating within your walls, entirely imperceptible to you. Now we arrive at a point that is profoundly personal. Throughout history, numerous cultures did not perceive arachnids as unwelcome guests. Instead, they regarded them as protectors. In ancient Egypt, the arachnid was associated with the goddess Neith, the weaver of fate and destiny. Within numerous indigenous American traditions, Spider-Woman stands as one of the most formidable and revered figures, the architect of creation, the dispenser of knowledge, the guardian of wisdom. In the folklore of West Africa and the Caribbean, Anansi the spider is the repository of all narratives, all accumulated knowledge. Across Japan, the sighting of an arachnid in the morning was considered an omen of good fortune and was strictly protected from harm. These were not mere superstitions born from a lack of understanding. They were insights transmitted across generations by individuals who lived in far greater harmony with the natural world than most of us do in the present day. They discerned a fundamental truth. Where arachnids were afforded sanctuary, the home felt secure. And now, scientific investigation is beginning to elucidate the basis of this perception. A domicile devoid of arachnids is one that lacks a crucial element in its natural defense framework. The insects that arachnids regulate, particularly mosquitoes, are accountable for a greater number of human fatalities annually than any other creature on Earth. Mosquitoes are vectors for malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus, West Nile virus, and a multitude of other debilitating diseases. An arachnid's silken construct, positioned appropriately, intercepts mosquitoes before they can reach you or your loved ones. The very web you dismantled last Tuesday might have prevented 3 mosquito bites that very night. This is not sensationalism, it is biological reality. However, perhaps the most captivating aspect of arachnids within our homes is a phenomenon that has only recently been subjected to extensive study: the question of their ingress. For a considerable period, the prevailing assumption was straightforward. Arachnids enter dwellings to seek refuge from the cold. Yet, research presents a more intricate narrative. Many domestic arachnids are not simply outdoor varieties that occasionally venture inside. They constitute a distinct population that has undergone evolutionary adaptation over millennia to coexist with human populations. They have become attuned to the ambient warmth, the diurnal light cycles, and the specific insect species that human settlements foster. In a profoundly biological sense, your home serves as their natural environment. They did not intrude upon your dwelling. Through the slow, deliberate progression of evolutionary development, they have woven their lives into the fabric of yours. And there is one further point of significance. Arachnids exhibit extreme sensitivity to environmental alterations within a dwelling. Changes in humidity, fluctuations in temperature, and escalation in insect activity that remains imperceptible to your senses of sight or smell. Pest management specialists have observed that a sudden proliferation of arachnids in a particular section of your home where they were previously absent, especially in basements, kitchens, or near windows, often signals one of the earliest indications of a more substantial pest infestation developing within the structure. The arachnid is not the instigator of the problem. The arachnid is detecting the problem and migrating towards it. If you observe an increased number of arachnids, the pertinent question should not be how to eliminate them. The question is, what are they encountering? Therefore, the next time you contemplate swatting at the arachnid in your corner, pause. Observe it. Truly observe it. That small, quiescent being has chosen your home. It has charted the contours of your walls. It is hunting entities you cannot perceive. It has been performing this role in residences like yours for a duration exceeding recorded human history. It is not your adversary. It is, in every quiet and practical regard, one of the most ancient allies your home has ever possessed. Allow it to remain. Witness its actions. And if you have never reached an accord with the arachnid in your corner before, perhaps today marks the commencement of that reconciliation. If an arachnid has ever startled you, remained steadfast in one location for weeks, appeared to observe your movements, or materialized precisely when you needed a prompt to decelerate, please share your experience in the comment section below. Every submission is read. And if you wish to comprehend the other silent guardians that might already be coexisting within your garden, the subsequent narrative is one you will undoubtedly want to engage with.